Hola amigos, my name is Kerrit and I live in Argentina. Today we have a real treat for you. My friend Claudia, who you maybe saw interviewing me a little while ago, is going to be interviewing another of our friends called Katharine. She is a newer immigrant, much newer immigrant to Argentina, and I think you'll find this really interesting. So grab a cuppa, settle down somewhere comfy, and enjoy.
Katharine. We call her Katharine, but what's your name?
Ekaterina,
Okay, where are you from?
from Russia.
And you don't mind us calling you Katharine, right?
Mm.
How are you, Katharine?
I'm fine, thank you. It's such a lovely day with a good weather.
It's
Sunny.
a beautiful day. And we have just started autumn. How many autumns have you spent in San Rafael?
I spent already 2 autumns in San Rafael, and this will be third one.
Your third. So, when did you arrive in Argentina? How long ago?
2 years ago, completely 2 years ago.
In Argentina or
In Argentina.
in San Rafael?
In Argentina and in San Rafael, because it happened in one moment.
So you came straight
Yes,
to San Rafael?
after we arrived in airport in Buenos Aires. This night we started with minivan and traveled through the country to San Rafael. And next morning we already been here.
So I guess everybody is wondering why San Rafael, straight San Rafael.
It's the perfect place, and I've read a lot about it. I've read a lot of forums and articles. So we just decided to pick this place. First, we planned to go in Mendoza because it's a bigger city, but then the destiny led us to San Rafael, and I'm very thankful to destiny, to be honest.
And you said I read in forums. What forums are they? Are there places where people talk about where to go and live or what?
Yes. No, it's forums of relocants. People who lives in other countries and they travel, something like nomads, and also other refugees like us.
Okay, we are getting to that part because you said you are from Russia and now you're telling us that you are refugees. I guess we can assume that you are refugees because of the war that's going on there.
It's not
because of that?
directly connected, to be honest. We planned to move from Russia. First, we thought about
I think there are two questions in one. Why? We talked about choosing Argentina a little bit. Then we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But why did you flee your country? I guess flee because you said refugee. Why? Can you tell us?
I used to live with a woman, I think about 12 years already. It will be 12 years in May. And so we were raising children together. And year after year, life got more difficult for us. And so that's why we were thinking about changing our residency to other country. But we were thinking about Georgia first because it's closer and it's a beautiful place. But it's also a homophobic country, I would say. And then we decided to see other options. And exactly in this moment, this war started. And that's why most of the options was cut off. We had to choose the countries which can accept us and choose from the list which one is better for us and suits better.
So, when you decided to leave your country, it was an unfortunate, very tragic coincidence that the war started.
Yes.
But you had already decided to leave.
Yeah, first COVID started.
Yes, yes.
and then
So
February.
you're moving here because you say we, together with the whole family.
Yes.
Who are the people in your family?
Victoria is my couple and 3 kids. And we have also our niece. She is adult, and now she is learning in university. Yeah.
And when you decided to move here, was that the first time you have to move, or have you moved before?
Yes, during all these years, while we had a family with Victoria, we had to move all the time in the Russia. We changed the cities, the locations, the regions to be not persecuted. It's true.
Can you elaborate a little bit more about that? I know it must be painful for you, but we're getting to know you, and that's part of your story.
Mm-hmm. First of all, we used to live in northern Caucasus. This is my patria, my homeland. But in this land, a lot of extremists, Muslims, they were affected by this ISIS movement from Syria, and while they got to know us better, I mean, this is a very small village where we lived. They first thought, 2 women are living together and raising a kid. It's strange. And then they started to discover more about us, and they found the web page in Facebook of me. And then the horror started for us, to be honest, the horror. And we had to escape to St. Petersburg region, as much far as we could afford. So, yes.
What do you mean by the horror? Were you prosecuted? Were you persecuted?
Yes. It was for real. They were threatening to kill us. It was really bad. And I don't know how to describe this. We had to check what we post in our social network, to not post the photos where we are, because they really tracked us.
As if you were terrorists or
against of Islam.
Because in Russia, during the 90s, the homosexual relationships were stopped being forbidden.
Yes.
So I thought it was okay to live there being gay.
Yes, it was. It was like this. That's why we were not ashamed of us. But after 2014, it started to get more difficult. I don't know why. What the reason was. The first Putin's laws against LGBT propaganda, when he said that it's actually not against the gay people, it's against of propaganda. But everyone got it as against gay people. And it started persecution of people.
So you couldn't, I mean, it was difficult to get work, to be safe with your family and your children. And how many times did you move?
About 15 times for 12 years. 2 of these 12 years we live in Argentina, so we're not counting these 2 years.
And Katharine, what about the rest of your family, your wives and your family? Did they support you? Did they help you?
Victoria's family is more or less, it's not so bad as mine. So they actually calling and talking, it's okay. But my part of family, they said that they have no daughter anymore.
I'm very sorry about that.
But I used to live like this, and
yes, I understand that because you toughen up. But it's unbelievable that something like that can happen. nowadays. But you're here now, you and your
Thankfully.
family, and I hope you feel welcome.
I feel welcome.
And now you tell us, please, why you chose this land, this place to live. Because you must have had many options. If you had already decided to leave the country, you must have checked different spots, different places.
First of all, I love mountains. I'm such a big lover of mountains. For me, to have no access to the mountains, something unbelievable. That's why I had to check the countries which has obviously big mountains. And Los Andes is rather big.
Yes, it is.
So I read about Argentina while I was a kid, about Aconcagua and other mountains, and about llamas, which I never seen here.
No, you won't. You have to go up, a little bit up the mountain.
Yes, so for me, it was not a question where to go, because the climate is suits to us, and I am asthmatic, and I have to take care of my lungs. That's why I need the warm climate, but not too warm and not humid.
Well, this summer has been really warm.
Yeah, it's okay.
Was any other reason why you chose Argentina to move besides the mountains and the weather?
Yes, of course, because of liberty, the freedom for the personality. I not prefer to be a part of a gray mass. I prefer to be a person, and all parts of my family, all members are the same. They like to be free, and they like to show the inner structure of their personalities. They like to be welcomed in society and not to be suppressed like we felt all the time in Russia. We felt very suppressed.
Your children too?
Mm-hmm.
How old are they?
Sophia is 18 years old, my elder daughter. Also, we have Ragnar, he's 10 years old, and Agatha, she's 8. Soon she will be 9.
And
in June.
Are they going to school here?
Yes, in public school.
Public school, not private.
We thought it's better for integration and accommodation in this society, to put them exactly in the atmosphere of Argentina.
Right. And also private is more expensive. How do you, I know this is personal, but how do you support yourself?
We have remote work.
Both of you?
Yes, both of us having remote work. I'm studying now design, and I used to be a designer. Just for hobby, but now I try to make a profession out of it. So
you're working and studying?
Yes, I'm working and studying.
And supporting a family? Because children sometimes are hard work.
Yeah, I try to support family financially, but Victoria is better in this case. She is a math teacher.
She's a math teacher? Oh, wow. And she teaches online? Where does she teach?
She have her pupils from Russia still, and she didn't tell them that she is now in Argentina, because if you say in Russia that you moved to other country, it could be problematic for relation between people. They think like you betrayed the country.
And yes, because I don't know if that's correct or not, but we've always heard that it's not easy to leave Russia. Is that the case?
It was rather easy, to be honest. But when we passed the passport control, we experienced all sorts of humiliation. It's
Where?
True. In Russian side, exactly. When we passed the Georgian side or Turkish side or Argentinian side. We never had any bad intention from custom and from passport control, never. But in Russia, it was like, why you have so many bags? Where you going? Where did you find the money to go in Argentina? When will you turn back? And could you find the money to stay for 3 months, which was official amount for us? And we could not say that we plan to stay in Argentina because we would not get into the plane.
You couldn't say that you were going to live somewhere else.
Yes.
You just
Yes, I should.
were coming for holidays.
We had to buy the back tickets. Otherwise, we would be not able to go.
Does it happen to everyone?
Yes, for everyone.
So you can leave the country to go on holiday,
yes,
but you can't move.
Yes, more or less.
So now would they consider that you have deserted your country?
I think not. I hope so.
And would the people, for let's say Victoria students, get in trouble if they
No.
If they say that they are taking classes from a teacher, Russian teacher from Argentina?
No. It's only the personal question that they might change the mind about the teacher.
Are people, I mean, it's not just the authorities, people in Russia are like that.
Yes. That was the reason, the main reason of our persecution, the people themselves, because they are judging.
And you haven't felt that in Argentina?
No, I never experienced it, but in the province, I still have to think if I should tell this or I should maybe not.
I was going to ask you, because San Rafael is a small city, is a very small city compared to other ones.
Very patriarchal.
Yes, yes. And, okay, for example, my children, they would never even think about your way of living.
Mm-hmm.
But the older people, even people of my generation, are still quite judgmental. Or being such a Catholic-based society, we've been raised in a way that doesn't doesn't open arms to gay people.
Mm-hmm.
Have you experienced that?
I try to avoid every of such moments, just not exposing that, but I not hide it. And for example, the school which my kids are visiting, everyone there knowing who we are and where we came from and why we came. So no, I never experienced any bad intentions.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that, especially for you, of course, because you've suffered enough, you and your wife, but also mostly for the children.
Yes. I think kids have no idea that my kids are from gay family, but teachers does.
They know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But anyway, you don't have to be advertising your way of living because none of us do.
Mm-hmm.
We don't tell anybody about our private
personal,
lives. Yes, it's personal. But if you feel now, how do you feel about, because the situation is also changing in Argentina a little bit now.
Yeah.
With the new president and the new tendencies, and LGBT community are not really happy with the new decisions or ideas. Have you heard about that?
I heard, not experienced, but since we arrived here, we not been invited to interview, to make any further steps to get the citizenship. So we are just, I don't know what comes next, to be honest. We do not have citizenship, we do not have DNI.
What is your status? Are you
refugee?
Refugees?
And I have a residencia precaria.
Right.
So it's temporary, very temporary. Every 3 months we have to make a new one.
do you have to renew it in an office, or do you have to leave the
Yes.
country and come back?
No, we have to go in the office every 3 months and apply again for this. But it's easy. We make a message. We send the message that it comes our turn to renovate it, and then we are invited to Mendoza city.
You have to go to Mendoza city.
Yes, but thankfully only one of us. Not everyone should
excellent.
go.
And you get it renewed, but you'd like to get like permanent residency, and they apply for citizenship. Would you like that?
Yes, I would like to. This is my dream, to be Argentinian, real Argentinian. But I have what I have.
Okay, but I think it will come. I mean, it will probably take a little bit more time than you thought, but it will come.
I was not expecting anything when I arrived. For me, it was important that I can stay with my family. For me, it was important that we are safe and that we have no look for a new house, new city. For me, it was important the most.
Of course, after moving so many times. Where are you living now?
We live here in the city, in San Rafael. We have a small house.
Did you buy it?
Yes, we bought it in the Villa. Villa Laredo.
Okay. You bought the house there.
We had no idea about the danger of this neighborhood.
It's a bit complicated neighborhood, yes. Well,
but we not experienced anything bad in this place. So people are open and they're very cheerful and nice in this place. They live the modest life, and we also live the modest life, and so we are kind of understanding each other.
Excellent. That's good to hear. When you say it's my dream to be an Argentinian, it's difficult for me being an Argentinian because most of the people I know are complaining all the time about different things. Of course, we love our country, but it's not as easy to live when you're a hard-working person here, working class, let's say. So, what other dreams do you have? You and your family, because you must have dreams together besides your personal dreams.
We have our land, and we're planning to build a house one day when we have money for afford it. So we plant trees there, and in the moment when we can build the house, it will be already grown up. So I'm thinking
the house where you're living plus a lot that you bought where you're planting trees. Oh, that's a beautiful dream.
Yes. And I also want to give opportunity to my kids to get a good education, which is good in Argentina. For example, Safia, which is elder, she plans to go in medical university. She wants to be a doctor. And about other kids, I have no idea yet.
Because they are too young.
Too young.
But do you agree? Do you like the Argentinian education so far?
I would say yes. Yes. In general, yes.
Because a long time ago, it used to be one of the best educations in Latin America. Then it went down a little bit. Now, to be honest, I don't know how it's been rated, but it can always improve. So that's what we hope as parents. And Sophia wants to be a doctor. And what do you want to be? An interior designer.
Yes, now I study AI resources.
And are you studying at a remote university, taking a course?
No, myself. It's not necessary to go with courses to be a designer.
To know what you want to do. And what do you do with the language? Because you speak, what is your mother tongue?
Russian, obviously.
And then you speak English.
Try to.
And Spanish?
poco.
Un poco. ¿Cómo aprendiste español? ¿Todavía estás aprendiendo?
I will answer English. I learned English and Spanish myself. I don't know if it's better option for everyone, but I think it's better to be more natural in language, because when you learn a language in some artificial sphere, I would say, it's not sounds natural. It's not sounds like you're really learning the language itself, which is like a living person.
Yes.
Mhm.
And how do you practice? When you go to the shops, you talk to the people?
Yeah, I practice everywhere I can. I try to have more friends, and I have some friends in Facebook who speaks Spanish. Everywhere I try.
And are people kind to help you with the Spanish, with the language in general?
Yes, they are very kind and always happy to help. I would say I never experienced any bad intentions or any rudeness.
Excellent. And what about your children? They are going to public schools where they must speak just Spanish, probably some English classes, but the lessons must be in Spanish. How do they manage?
They manage rather well, and they have good qualificaciones.
Mhm.
So they are actually good. Sometimes my son forgets about language barrier and he starts to speak Spanish. I discovered it recently. He tries to make jokes, jogging around. A boy. So
And do you help them with the homework?
no, I don't have to. They are managing everything themselves. And the homework isn't so hard for the moment because it's primary school.
Yes, but for a child, primary school is difficult.
For some of them, even for Spanish talking children, it is
Yes.
difficult. But for my kids, thankfully, it's not difficult.
Oh, that's good. Have they managed to make friends?
Yes, they managed. Both of them have friends, and Sophia also have friends in her school, and she's also in theatral school. So she's kind of actress, and she's painting there for all the activities in the school. She's always painting.
I can see that your children and you, I don't know, but there is like an art spirit in the family for going for the artistic side. Who do they take after? You or Victoria?
Both of us. But yes, my education is a professional opera singer.
Say that again.
Professional opera singer.
There you go. We are having an opera singer in San Rafael and we didn't even know.
Unfortunately, I'm not singing anymore.
Yet.
Anymore.
You're not going to sing anymore?
Maybe I will,
Yes.
but for the moment, after some years, no.
Do you still like singing?
I like to sing, but I not do it in the professional way, or not planning to do it in professional way. Maybe for entertaining.
Because that's something that is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't just forget about it.
Yeah, probably you're right.
Did you sing professionally before?
I sang a little bit while I was a kid, and then I was semi-adult. Yes, I had some performances, and I used to perform in Germany, in Poland, and so yeah.
Excellent. So you have sung professionally. You have to, you can't,
More or less.
you can't forget
It was the
about
part
that.
of practice.
Coming from someone who has no art at all, but I'd love to. Oh, that is amazing. And what does Victoria like doing?
She also liked to sing, and she was a semi-professional singer. Used to sing Ukrainian songs because her father is Ukrainian. So yes, she is also singing very well.
Okay, the dogs in the farm are welcoming someone, apparently. Now that you mentioned Ukraine, we're going from art to war. Unbelievable, but that's life. What do you think about that?
Nobody could imagine that because everyone has a part of their families in Ukraine, in Russia, more or less. So many people has Ukrainian origin who lives in Russia. So for us, it was something unbelievable. It was a strike for all people in both sides.
So people in general are not for the war.
Of course not. At least they never been in the beginning. But then when all the world got turned against Russia, obviously, because Russia attacked Ukraine, after that, people became more angry because they forbid Facebook, YouTube, all banking systems worldwide was banned for Russians. Of course, people got mad because it was not their fault.
So the world started to punish Russians, the
Yes,
people.
the people, not the government, because the government, I would say, they still have some business between, but people are punished for nothing. And so that's why the doors of Europe for us, for example, and the United States was closed for us.
If I ask you, who do you support in this war?
I support kindness, and I think that bad peace is better than good war. In I don't know, it's Russian saying.
Yes, but it's understandable. Yes, because neighbors are always gonna fight a little bit.
Neighbors.
But as neighbors, but not kill each other's families.
True.
And I understand that must be very, very difficult. Does Victoria agree with you?
Of course. Of course. Your father is not really agree with her and with us because he's from western part of Ukraine, his origin. And so he's a little bit for Ukraine.
Yes.
And living in Russia.
And living in Russia.
Yes.
So there are many Ukrainians who live in Russia and support Ukraine.
True.
What if the Russians learn about that? It's dangerous, isn't it, for them?
I don't know. It's the question for authorities. I mean, not for us as a people.
Well, you're far away, fortunately, from that. Although your heart also must be there because those are your origins, and there must be people you still love in Russia, and some friends.
Not many.
Not many. So
all people I love are with me.
Excellent. That's good.
Because my home is where my family is. For me, the meaning of the word home is the statement of the mind, of the soul. It's where you feel you are at home. So it's not important where is it.
Do you feel at home here?
Yes, I do. Finally, I found the perfect place for me, for my family, to feel very comfortable and safe.
I think that you have told us a lot of private things, and I really appreciate your honesty and understand how difficult it must be for you to talk about that and to explain why you've chosen this place to raise your family and continue loving each other. Is there anything else that you would like people to know, the ones who are going to watch Carrot's YouTube channel?
Not all Russians are evil. I would say so, because people are people, and In every country, you can meet good and bad people, for sure. And majority is always a good people, everywhere.
Thank you very much. That's it for now.
I hope you all found that interview interesting. I have to confess, I had to reach for a tissue once or twice. I found it very moving. But I would just thank Katharine so much for her courage in sharing her life, her experience with us. It's very much appreciated. And as always, thank you, Claudia, for such a wonderful interview. Okay, until the next time, remember to enjoy every single moment.